Hello, spicy boys.
Hello, spicy women.
Today, we have a solemn message to give you.
Yes.
Our original plan, as teased in the previous episode of Pumpkin Spice Boys, was to review the upcoming film Lyle Lyle, Crocodile.
Did we tease that?
We did, at the very end, Benjamin.
He knows more than I do.
Now, Benjamin, why did we want to do this?
Because when the both of us saw the trailer for Lyle Lyle, Crocodile, the movie that was coming out, and now it is out, and we have seen it. We saw that trailer, and we saw Shawn Mendes' voice coming forth from a terrible CGI crocodile, and we both thought it was extremely funny.
Yes.
Much to our surprise, it was not.
It was not funny. And just like Lyle Lyle, Crocodile, this episode will not be funny. The thing is that we have uncovered a deep web of lies within the movie Lyle Lyle, Crocodile. Yeah. We've uncovered a hidden message, a hidden meaning, and it's pretty disgusting. It involves Crocodile being a sex offender, polygamous relationship, and just overall a lot of disgusting things.
Yeah, so sorry. I shouldn't be laughing.
And also scary reptile.
Yeah.
So if you guys are offended by that, no joke, you gotta go.
Gotta leave.
But if you're interested, and if you want to know the truth, if you want to be exposed, then this is the video for you, because no one else is saying this.
Today, the Pumpkin Spice Boys uncover the truth behind Lyle Lyle, Crocodile. So, I mean, we went and saw the movie. Why? We already told you. What did we think? What did you think?
Well, personally, I thought, the movies that I should be thinking about while I'm watching this film. Smurfs.
Yes.
Curious George. Alvin and the Chipmunks. Dunstan Checks In.
Oh, classic.
Classics.
Watch it.
Watch Dunstan Checks In. The films I didn't expect to think about. Darren Aronofsky's Mother. Cabaret. No Country for Old Men, and the Yorgos Lanthimos film Dogtooth.
It's kind of scary that a children's film, Lyle Lyle, Crocodile, was giving him those kind of vibes. Very scary.
Yes.
Now, why was it giving you those vibes? What's up?
Well, so Benjamin, I think maybe we should take turns going through. I would also like to warn that this is a huge spoiler warning for Lyle the film.
Yeah, and like there's just been a lot of hype around it. I understand, and like people on Twitter like hashtag don't spoil Lyle and all that. So leave now too. This is just kind of a loaded episode.
It really is.
Really spoilers, heavy topics. Like what are we doing?
It may be the most important episode.
Yeah. Guess what? Lyle Lyle, Crocodile's got 69% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can agree on one thing, that little guy, he loves his funny numbers.
It's a sex number, if you didn't know. And it's also a scary coincidence. It also has an audience score of 93%.
Which makes us feel insane. Like we're being gaslit.
That's nutty wild. Like, are we gaslighting ourselves? Is Lyle Lyle, Crocodile gaslighting us?
Is there something wrong with our brains?
I don't understand it.
We turn to each other in the middle of the film. Like, not in the middle of the film, like 20 minutes in, we're like, are you seeing this shit? And we were.
And it's pretty on the nose. So, like, if we're insane, we're at least insane together, which is nice, I guess. But I found some people that kind of justify and kind of add to the insanity that we were feeling. We got some Rotten Tomatoes critics. Let me read what this lady says.
Yes.
In moments, Lyle Lyle, Crocodile is a warm and whimsical family adventure comedy, but at other times, it's a hallucinatory fever dream.
Whoa.
Both are fine options, but the purgatory in between those tones is too strange to actually work.
Do you know what feels really great right now?
Yeah.
Feeling validated.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Because the whole movie was so surreal and so weird, and the structure was not a structure, and like it just. Like, the characters were all over, and the themes. Thematically speaking, it was one of the most challenging movies I've seen all year.
It does seem very problematic.
Yeah.
If we should go over some little facts and some reviews that you have, and then we'll reveal our take kind of step by step through the film.
Cool. Here's another hater, Doug Walker on Rotten Tomatoes. Really
oh shit!
Really. Dunking on the movie.
Yo, nostalgia critics up in this bitch. Oh my god.
I think it says he's from Channel Awesome. So is that nostalgia critic?
Oh, nostalgia critic.
All right, here he goes. He says, you can tell its heart is in the right place.
It is heart in the right place.
You can tell its heart is in the right place, but the crocodile's auto-tuned voice and still storytelling makes this film more like a demo for a record label than a children's movie.
Now, this is what I hate about Rotten Tomatoes. Not only do I hate the system that creates the score, I feel like it's really not indicative of the film's quality, but also things like that where people are just competing to have the cutest little log line they can do.
Yeah, just a battle of wits down there.
Nope is a yep. I'm gonna say Nope is actually a yep for me.
But also, he just took the film and crumpled it up into a ball and dunked it in the hoop.
That's true.
Heroes is so big, so strong. Look, this lady liked it, I guess. She said, a warm-hearted family film with great musical numbers that will make another generations of kids hopefully search the attic on the chance that they might find a singing crocodile.
See, this is what I wanted the film to be. This is what I expected the film to be.
Yeah.
We didn't come into this wanting to have this tough episode, right? We're not haters like that. And this coming from RogerEbert.com, it's really portraying the great film critic in a very poor way after his passing. Like I would really hope that they would. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's disappointing to hear.
I did check my attic for a crocodile after I saw the movie, though, and that was awkward because it's not really an attic; it's just kind of a crawl space full of like the insulation.
Yeah.
Very itchy, very scratchy.
Itchy.
No crocodile. So
rats. I mean that's good. That's good because he just ruins this family.
Yeah,
We're getting ahead of. I'm getting ahead of myself.
All right. Here is one that actually he gave it a John Williams on the Chicago Reader. He gave it a pure an unrotten. What do they call it?
Fresh tomato.
Fresh, yeah. He gave it fresh, but he kind of seems to be criticizing. He says, had the movie embraced its creepier glimmers, Lyle Lyle Crocodile may have been an appropriately horrific October release. Instead, it bears only the suggestion of such a thing and never finds distinction.
Interesting. So people are picking up on this.
Yeah, because it was real creepy a lot of the time.
I was saying that it is a very effective psychological thriller, and it has a lot of the trappings and cliches of a horror film in the setup, especially.
This man, oh, he's so funny. He says, don't expect many surprises. The story is a little formulaic, but it's a crowd-pleasing formula.
This guy did not see the film. This man did not see the film.
He saw the trailer and saw the poster. He
said, I got this.
Saw that Shawn Mendes was in it, and then he didn't show up to do the job because that's not it.
It rejects the formula. It would be so easy to do the formula. That's what everyone wants.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
And one last one from Alan French. Good old Alan French.
Alan
French kissing women in high school. I bet that's what he did. The passion of Lyle Lyle Crocodile surprises you at first. The passion of Lyle Lyle Crocodile? However, the winning cast and moments of brilliant character design make it impossible to resist the sweet story of a singing crocodile.
And we're going to have to come back to this, but that's very strange.
Yeah. So, do you have anything? Or should we get into what we think?
This film did not do very well at the box office. It's been a terrible, terrible year for box office with the exception of Top Gun Maverick. This is something I follow. So in a week that we've had a much bigger bomb with Amsterdam, which is...
That's a shame.
It looks to be like one of the biggest bombs of the year. Truly... this big awful failure.
It's got some good actors in it.
It does. That's what makes it so fascinating.
Yeah.
But Lyle did not do very well either. This comes from Franchise Entertainment researcher. He says family titles have been thin this year. It's an underserved market. But moviegoers are not excited about this crocodile.
Yeah, because this crocodile sucks. This crocodile ate Shawn Mendes, and Shawn Mendes is singing like in captivity from the crocodile's belly.
Yes. Let me give you one more thing, and then we'll go into the story kind of beat by beat.
Okay.
So this was originally supposed to come out in July. It got pushed back to November, and then in April, when they announced that Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was getting delayed, they put this in its place.
Yeah?
Yes, they put it in its place.
Okay.
We could have had Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh!
Right now,
a sequel to Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes,
incredible. It's March though, right? Or is it?
Now it is going to, I believe, March.
Okay.
Yeah.
But man.
Yes, March.
All right. Could have been a very different year.
Absolutely. They've postponed quite a lot of films that would have made this a pretty good movie year, and it's shaping up to be quite a weak one.
Dang, I mean, it's delayed gratification then, I guess.
I guess so. So let's go through with the film. Benjamin, how does this film start?
Well, for starters, I want to go and just you have the picture, right, of us in front of the poster. Put that up here and just observe and admire Aiden's bold choice of attire.
Oh, yeah.
He was not wearing a shirt under that apron. Nay, he was wearing a shirt over the apron, an unbuttoned shirt. Very inspiring. Do what you want.
Well, the thing is that Lyle was an inspiring film to me. I think that those 30 seconds of trailer footage at the very end is one of the things that had brought me the most joy over the past year. So this was an event, and we look at our faces. Look how happy we are. Look at us now.
I'm sad.
We're sad. We're puzzled. We're angry.
We're confused. We're aroused in all the wrong ways. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you how the movie starts. It starts with Javier Bardem.
Yes.
He's this funky, quirky showman, and he's, I don't know, going through some establishment, like stealing food off plates and stuff. And then he like busts into a stage, and he's all like, "Look, it's my magic pigeons," and they're like, "Get out of here, we hate you." Anyways. One thing leads to another, and he goes to a funky pet store, goes into the back of the funky pet store, and there's a tiny little crocodile in there singing a song and doing a little jig in the cage, and he's like, "Oh, Lyle." And then that's kind of their origin story it starts out with.
Mm-hmm. So this is exciting because it put me off the wrong foot from the get-go, because Javier Bardem has won an Academy Award for his performance in No Country for Old Men, and I got very similar vibes for the coin toss scene, which I showed you. Yeah, and
it's a spooky scene.
It is, and so it gives you bad vibes off the get go, and this character throughout the movie is portrayed as kind of like this moral gray area.
Yeah, he's a weirdo guy with like a dark kind of shady history that they never get into, but it's like, you never feel like you should trust him.
Exactly. He's not this Willy Wonka-esque person that I expected from the reviews that are praising him. Yeah. It is very sinister. Yeah. And when he does find the crocodile, it is one of the best moments in the film, because one, it's funny. It's at the point in the film where it's still funny.
Yeah, right. Like you haven't delved deep into the like, oh crap, this movie's weird and thematically challenging. It's just like, that first interaction, it's pure. That's when I thought I might be able to enjoy myself.
Yes.
Just because like he's so tiny.
And he does look like Gex, the lizard.
Yeah, and he does sound like Shawn Mendes.
Yes. And so it was the closest that I think I'll ever come to my beloved Gex getting a feature film. No. So that was a good time.
I mean, someday we got Sonic, we got Mario. Gex seems to be the,
we'll get there
the
one
next natural thing.
Days, yeah. So after Lyle kind of fails, he's being forced into this life of child stardom. Yeah. By Javier Bardem man, who sees him as his ticket out. Yeah, because
it's a singing crocodile.
Yes, which is pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. The crocodile has stage fright. Mm-hmm. Javier Bardem has bet this piece of land in New York. This
it's like a funky building,
like brownstone. Yeah. And so he loses it, and he leaves the crocodile in the attic. Emotionally, leaving him out to dry. And over the next year and a half, I believe,
he grows big.
Yeah, he just stays there, and this kind of he grows old into Shawn Mendes kind of type body. He is
Shawn Mendes type body.
No, not a Shawn Mendes type body. That age. It feels like he is supposed to be. I imagine like 25, 30-ish, in Croc years maybe.
Sure.
He's big. He's big now. Mm-hmm. And there's a new family coming in. They seem to be very nice. They seem to be well put together. They're very financially stable. Yep. And the dad is feeling a little bit like a cuck. Yeah. He's feeling a little bit emasculated. He's feeling like kind of like a nice guy type thing. Like, I'm not feeling appreciated.
In one of the first scenes, he's in bed with his wife, and they're just chatting like, "Oh, is our kid gonna be okay? We just moved to a big city." And I just thought it was funny. He was reading a book that said taking your power back.
Exactly.
And so that just instantly oh, he's insecure.
It gets it, and they show him as a teacher. His class doesn't respect him. They're talking over him. So this kind of leads into this plot about him gaining his masculinity, which is pretty strange.
It's weird.
Thing, and the kid is a very strange little being, but it's very early established that he doesn't have friends. He
has an
feels like a weirdo. He has an inhaler. He falls over sometimes. A little dingus. Yep. And
then you got the mom.
Mom's doing great.
Yeah, well, mom's doing great, but she's they sort of play on this idea she's super uptight because she eats really healthy, and she's like, "Oh, don't eat those sugar cherries. They're bad for you. Put them in the garbage." Yeah. And so you have these three people in this family and their insecurities that are laid out in front of you, and like she's like working out super hard in one scene, and
you pan up. She's wearing a sports bra. She's looking good. She's Constance Wu.
Yeah.
It pans up.
Just working.
Who's that looking down right directly onto
the
her?
crocodile.
Like over her cleavage? Yeah. It's the crocodile looking through the vent, breathing heavily. Yeah. Disgusting. Truly disgusting. But before this, our little guy, our little creature, the little tiny child, he meets this crocodile. He finds him, and he chases him around the city, and befriends this guy. This guy kind of feels like an older man because he has the voice of Shawn Mendes.
He does,
and he is showing this kid, hey, I'm your friend. Yeah. We can do whatever. We can stay up and we can eat pizza.
Yeah, it's they have such a strange dynamic because like they bond over like digging. This kid and this crocodile bond over digging through trash cans, and like they have like this oddly sensual like candlelight dinner of trash on top of a roof.
Actual candles,
and it's all just like panning around and kind of like the camera angles were like one of like it could be like a romantic scene if the dialogue was a little bit different.
Yeah,
and then it goes into a song.
Right, because Lyle feels comfortable enough to sing this song. He feels like he's made a connection. And so then, from that point on, he is trying to the boy is trying to hide this relationship, which feels very much like a child who likes his new friend, but he knows his parents won't approve of it.
It's straight frightening.
It feels like this is where the Michael Jackson parables happen for me. Just like this child star who is kind of stuck in the childhood he never had, and putting that on kids in a kind of creepy way, And as the film goes on, do we want to just kind of speed through it?
Yeah, let's just speed through it.
The crocodile seduces first Constance Wu because
which is the mom.
The mom. She's the mom. She originally discovers him and discovers Lyle and her son sleeping on the couch together.
They're knocked out on the couch, not like laying like horizontally. That'd be pretty incriminating, but like.
His mouth.
Lyle's like arms around him, and then Lyle's big old crocodile mouth's like over the kid's head, and like I guess it's supposed to be like scary crocodile because the mom freaks out, but it's so weird.
But it could be read as like a creepy man here, exactly. Like, sleeping with my kid.
Like this movie, like it would be entirely different if you just take away the CGI and just put like a grungy Shawn Mendes in his place, and then it would read 100% as a pedophile.
Well, right, because there's that whole thing about Michael Jackson like sleeping with his kids like in the bed, just not wanting to like have sex with them, but just like in the same bed, like sleepover parties or whatever. It gives that vibe.
It's so weird.
And so then directly after that, she, her son like convinces her to let him stay, and she doesn't tell the dad. And then the next scene seems to be a choose your own adventure, an alternate version of that scene where she seems to have forgotten the crocodile exists. She hears someone in the shower.
It's like very poorly edited.
The whole film is edited like a fever dream.
Yeah, it's really bad. I mean, that one Rotten Tomatoes lady said that, so thank you, Rotten Tomatoes.
And she comes up and she sees him singing in the shower, and he goes, my wiener! And then
his crocodile weenie.
And then he goes downstairs and he keeps kicking these chocolate cherries towards her. Yeah. And she gets it, and she feels like she's been hypnotized or indoctrinated into this cult in which she jumps to a musical number with Shawn Mendes.
And it's so horny. It's so horny.
About
they're like,
not following the recipe.
Yeah, they're baking. That's why the song's about not following the recipe. And it's all like these clever metaphors and similes and stuff. But like it's so horny. They're dancing and like it's like throwing aprons on each other and like putting like the ingredients on each other's faces. And like it's so strange.
It's a romantic scene.
Yeah, it is. But and then the boy comes home and is like, oh, mom's getting along with the crocodile. But then she's like, oh, we can't tell your father. And
which is like, why would I mean, it's just.
It's so weird. And so then the dad has this whole arc where he's like, yo, I feel like something's going on, like, in my marriage. Like, in the movie, he says, are you seeing someone else to his wife?
Like someone else.
Because you're like, well, someone has changed.
And she says, no, not exactly.
Yeah, what? What?
At that point, it feels like it's not even subtext. It's just like text.
It's so on the nose. It's just take away the crocodile and put in a man, and it's so scary.
And then, so he gets the father gets insecure about it and is worried, and doesn't like Lyle very much. And the way that the mom is resorting back to like eating like unhealthily or whatever, it does just feel like Lyle is causing the downfall of this family.
Yeah.
And so the father goes up into the attic. And the crocodile jump scares him, which they do a lot. They do a lot of like tiny horror scenes.
Yeah, the horror elements are weird. And just like the way Lyle moves, he like scuttles around.
He's
and like
so fast.
He's so
and
fast.
He jumps so high.
And
He's
his jaws,
terrifying.
And, like his teeth are very sharp. And like it's all like this one guy said, if they leaned into the horror elements, it would have worked as a spooky October movie.
Yes. And so when he jump scares him in the attic, he's holding up a framed picture of him wrestling as a kid.
Yeah,
like
it's
in
the dad's
high
wrestling
school,
jersey.
and then his jersey. And he smashes it in front of him, like glaring at him,
really
grabs
scary.
it and throws it at him, makes him put it on. And it's a pretty revealing little thing.
Yeah.
It's his old high school thing, so it's pretty tight. It's pretty like not a lot of skin. And then he stances up and they wrestle.
Yeah, so this grown man with a hairy chest and like his hair's out and he's going nuts. He's just in revealing wrestling uniform and the crocodile just going at it in the attic, just throwing each other around. It's so strange.
And then the dad dominates the crocodile, and like it beats
long,
him.
shellless, sharp
but then
turtle.
the crocodile kind of looks up, and goes,
like,
implying that he let him dominate him. And after he has sex with the crocodile, the dad gets his mojo back, his masculinity. He doesn't get told what to do by his wife. They kind of he's able to take authority back in his classroom. Everyone's like, oh damn,
because the dad's a teacher. Did we mention that? Who knows?
Yes, we did.
All right.
And so then from that point on, Javier Bardem comes back and is like the eccentric character in Cabaret, if you've seen that. And Cabaret has a scene where these two people are kind of seduced by this man's power and wealth, and they're having so much fun or whatever, but they get jealous of each other. And then it's revealed that when the main character, played by Liza Minnelli, she says, "Hey, I've been having sex with him," and he says, "Me too."
Whoa,
and
big reveal.
And it's like this. And that's what it feels like, because it is this feeling of they have this romantic chemistry between Javier Bardem and everyone else, and the crocodile and everyone else.
It's such an oddly horny film.
They get jealous when everyone is out. They say, "Where have you been?"
Yeah, it's because like they're all going out with the crocodile independently, and so
it feels like polygamous relationship, like
does.
going on individual dates and being jealous of each other.
So strange.
And if they're hiding this from everyone else, it's and the house goes to shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that we're kind of missing here?
No, I mean they kind of it's the plot's a mess at this point. It careens and crashes into the third act, and Lyle gets like arrested.
Yes,
but just
Javier Bardem sells him out.
Yeah, taken by animal control
And
because
then
Javier Bardem tries to make Lyle like go back to sing in front of an audience, and Lyle's not into that. And so then they have to like break him out of the zoo, and
then we have this. We've forgotten one of the songs, "Carried Away."
Oh yeah, in the zoo it happens because it's the low point for all the characters.
It feels like a lovelorn song.
Yeah, you want to read some of the lyrics?
Yeah,
it's really really weird.
He says, "We got caught up in the colors and wrapped up in the ride. We thought the feeling was forever and the stars were on our side. It was lovely while it lasted, but it wasn't meant to stay. We just let ourselves get carried away."
Yeah,
so carried away, lost in the fantasy, carried away of all we were gonna be.
Gosh, man.
It was lovely while it lasted. I guess I let myself get carried away.
Gosh.
It feels so disgusting. It's someone realizing that what they've done is wrong now that they're captured. And it is gross. Just and Javier Bardem talks to the son and said alone in the middle of the night and says, "Hey, meet me at the zoo at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
we're gonna free him. He doesn't deserve this."
It's so scary,
and
man.
they do.
And they free him, and then they go sing in the big finale. It's like, oh look, world, crocodile's all right, and crocodile finally gets over stage fright, and it's all a big metaphor for pedophilia.
And there's another thing with the Michael Jackson parallels is that the crocodile is treated as a monster, and like everyone's very scared for the child until he gets very famous on this America's Got Talent type show. And he's
at the expense of the boy's classmate girl who sort of befriended him, which it's not really relevant, but it just kind of did the girl wrong.
And it's so the police officers all stop and they're like, "Hey, I like this guy," and they even have a court scene where it's all said like it's all good or whatever, and then it ends with them all in the same house, and they're all just living the
living the dream.
Yeah,
living
living
that
the
Crocodile
dream.
life dream.
It's
And then Crocodile Rock comes on by Elton John, and they're driving down the road, and everything's fine.
it was so strange.
So strange.
It's paced like in a breakneck space, but it feels like nothing happens.
Yeah,
it feels like
it felt so long.
It feels like everything happens
so
in the
long.
night, in the house. It's so. It really is just like the most stressed I've been since I watched like the movie Perfect Blue, which is not a good thing you want.
It was a dark movie in a weird way.
Very dark, very twisted film.
Yeah. I got a poster here.
Yeah, we got many posters.
I hung this up in my bathroom, right above the toilet, which I took a picture of, and I'll send that to you so you can see. And I showered with it once, and it got all full of water and all soggy, so can't have that. But I mean, here's the poster.
Yeah, we got some cute games in the back.
Yeah.
I would recommend this. But
Absolutely. Get the poster, not the movie.
the kids weren't laughing at it.
No, it was not a crowd pleaser by any means.
It was a pretty full theater.
Yeah, I'd say it was like halfway full. Which...
And it was at a matinee, so there were a lot of kids, and they laughed at I think a burp or a fart at the beginning, and then like nothing else.
That is it. It was not.
It was just a bad vibe.
It just didn't know what it was doing.
Very scary. The editing in this, I think, is the real killer.
Yeah.
It is just edited like it is supposed to build tension, and it's just a deeply misguided movie from the start.
It really is.
Really fascinating. Little thing, a curio of a movie. I would recommend it if this sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And you want to see how something can go wrong like this, and how like editing and pace really affects the mood. But if you're looking for like a family movie, I would avoid this.
Not this.
At all costs.
Not this. Bullet Train's a better family movie
Yeah.
than this movie. Just like it was rough.
Tough. It's tough stuff.
Yeah. Have we spoken our truth here?
Like on this move about this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've
have.
spoken our truth.
I think the truth is out because of us.
Yeah.
Now.
I feel like that's good. That's
right.
good. That's a good thing.
Sick.
All right.
Well, I'm Ben.
I'm Lyle Lyle pedophile.
That's good. That's funny. Lyle Lyle pedophile.
Love you, sweet boys.
We're the Pumpkin Spice Boys.
Sorry, this was a downer.
Stay out of trouble.